Well, I know you're anxious to get started with JavaScript, and so here's what I have set up. I have a directory, and in it I have 3 files, an index.html, which is very simple. It has just an h1 tag, which is working with JavaScript, and I have styled it just so it's not so boring, with the font family of Trebuchet, auto width, background color, and then I have styled the header working with JavaScript. You can set it up however you want. And then I have a simple JavaScript file, learning JavaScript, the author. And then I have this line in here, global document, which tells the compiler, so to speak, when you save your JavaScript program, the brackets program will check it against what's called JSLint. Now, best thing for me to do is just to bring JSLint over here. And JSLint is a JavaScript program that looks for problems in JavaScript programs. It's a quality tool. It finds more than just things that won't work. It finds things that are not necessarily good code. It will look at indents and things like that. There are some things that it will flag that we will ignore now, and some things that you may ignore forever. And so this line tells JSLint to leave these things alone. And we'll talk more about those things as we go along. But I just want to alert you to the fact that when JavaScript is saved and errors come back from JSLint, that not every single thing is an error. For example, if you are indenting and you have you've indented twice, that will run fine, and you may even for some reason do that for a stylistic reason. JSLint will flag that. It's not an error, but it is looking for you to do things very precisely. It's a good tool, and it's good to understand within reason why it has flagged certain things. So we just want to start off by learning 2 things very simply, and they're ugly, and I wish there was a way to start differently, but we're going to learn the alert and the prompt. And the alert communicates to the user. It, in a sense, just says send out a message to the user apart from the web page. It just says to the browser, get this message out to the user. Many programming languages have this. When you use your iPhone and you ask your program to do something with navigation and you have not given permissions to that program, an alert is sent out and Apple says, I'll take care of this, and will ask you if it is okay for this program to use whatever the feature is of the phone. That's what's happening here. And so we just want to start off with alert and say, hello world. And there we go. And we've got our semicolon at the end, and we'll save that, and you can see that it says hello world. And anytime I continue to run this, it says hello world. Now what's happening is the browser throws it to the middle of the page. So because I have my browser set up to half the screen, it's going to throw it up offset. So there's no way that I know of to get it to come up in the middle of the browser. So there we go. Alert hello world. Now, there's another thing we need to learn, and that is the prompt, and we're going to do that by learning about variables. The next lesson will more fully describe variables, but we're going to establish a variable, and we're going to call it name, and it is equal to prompt And the prompt will be, what is your name? And now if we run this, it says, what is your name? And I'll say, my name is David. And I say, okay. And then, so what has happened is this first line was executed. And it asks for, what is your name? And until I press OK, it hangs there on that line. And then the next line was executed, hello world. So what if we wanted to make hello world a little fancier? We could just add, change this to hello, and we'll use a plus sign. We'll talk more about that in a little bit, which is putting two strings together, and we'll say name, and then we'll make it look nice by adding an exclamation point at the end. So now when I run this, it says, what is your name? My name is David. And now it says, hello, David. Now down here we got an alert, unexpected space between the exclamation point and the bracket. And there you see it is saying that is not necessary. And in fact, it's wasteful. And when we are sending things online across to somebody's browser, we want to be as efficient as possible, and lots of wasted spaces will slow the program down. So I get rid of that. You can see that it compiled, so to speak. I'll use that word, but it's not really a compilation, but it's being checked. And I will say my name is David, and I'll press OK, and there it comes back, hello, David. Ugly, I know, but in a few lessons will become much more elegant.